Hello viewers and a very warm welcome to my channel Journey to Wellness. So I'm Dr. Shweta Kumar and I'm a practicing general physician. So today's this topic of discussion which I'm going to pick up is if you are planning for an interstate travel, and I would like to discuss how your travel might affect you as well as a community at large. Now, I decided to make this video basically for two reasons. Um, the first reason is of late, as the lockdown was eased up, so we have been getting a lot of people coming up who want to plan interstate and uh, to travel to get their e-passes. They need a fitness certificate. And the second thing is, as we know, India by now we have crossed more than 4.5 lakh COVID positive cases. Of course, there is a little relief because not all the COVID cases are serious, and a very small percentage of them need a treatment, and even yet a very smaller, there was a mortality. Um, Now, before I start my discussion, I would like to appeal to all of you. Please do not plan a travel, especially an interstate travel, if you can avoid that travel. I can understand there are various reasons because of which people had to travel. Sometimes there were the senior citizens who had come to visit their children, and now because of the lockdown they were stuck up, and now they are in a hurry to go back. Some of them had their family. They were just before during the lockdown they were separated with their families, so they have to travel back to meet their families. Of course, we know many working class who had to actually travel long distances. There are many spiritual, religious factors, health related factors because of which travels are actually planned. But it is not uncommon to see that many travels have also been planned which was actually unnecessarily. Now, we have to understand one thing, that we have to think at a larger platform. We have to think above an individual level. Uh, as we know, the basic precautions or the best thing in the management of COVID is to protect yourself. Avoid contact with in the crowd. Avoid contact with various people who might be COVID positive. The self hygiene and all. Now, by traveling, see, government and healthcare, as of now we know that the government and healthcare sectors have been doing a lot, uh, but still we are in a population, we are a very huge populated country. Maintaining an individual data and tracing individual person might be very very difficult, even for the government officials as well. Second is, it does migration and movements which we could have avoided, also leads to increase in impact on the healthcare symptom also. But say people who are traveling, they might be fit, but when they return back, they feel sick. Another is an anxiety, that fear that did I contract a COVID. Sometimes they must have avoided visiting hospitals and clinics all the phase of the lockdown, but now post lockdown they come to hospitals with various other conditions, like UTIs, intestinal problems like loose motion, vomiting. Some have contracted cold, cough, dehydrations in summers are on. Apart from that, a psychological that psychological strain, if you have if the person has contracted a COVID positive person. Now, I would suggest that if at all your travel is really, really necessarily, and it is above a larger cause of, COVID-19 prevention, in that case, if you are planning for a travel, and still I would suggest that few category of people should actually avoid traveling, especially geriatric age above 65, 70 years. They are already having a lot of comorbidities like diabetes, hypertension, kidney disease, heart problems. Many of them have cancers, otherwise also because of the lowered immunity. So there is always chances of you contracting a COVID-19 on your journey. The second thing is, if you're pregnant or planning for pregnancy, try not to travel as far as possible. Second is with the children. Now with children, their immunity might be good. The problem is with children, wearing the mask, those hand hygienes, avoid touching things, social distancing. This becomes very very difficult with children because they might not be able to follow, such precautions. Apart from that, if you're already suffering with any disease, please do not travel. It is not uncommon to see that people who are having still have are little sick, having cough, cold, fever and all. They're just taking up the casual medicines and they're traveling. Please don't do that. First is the uncertainty, like if you are COVID positive or not. The second thing is your immunity is already low. You are going to contract. If you contract a disease, obviously consequences are not going to be good. So please keep in mind, such group of people should actually really think before you're planning for any interstate travel. Now people are going for various forms of travel. It could be an air travel, by flight, by railways, by road. Many are going by their own vehicle. Though movement by your own vehicle might be little safer, but then it depends. How do you break your journey? Where do you stop? Which place you are going. Like some of recent requests were also like people wanted to visit some spiritual places. They had their own, they have committed, and they cannot defy it, and they have to go. But then again, you're going to visit a very crowded place. Now why is it like, we have to see that why should a travel at this point of time during the lockdown, or during when the country is actually facing an increase in the number of cases? Why it is important not to travel much until unless it is not necessary? The first thing is, I would mention, first is it creates strain on the government officials as well, even in the healthcare system. Maintaining a data, tracing them, asking people to go for quarantine. Some might follow quarantine, some might not follow. Many people who come to clinic, actually only when we discuss, they say that they have recently traveled in 2-3 days. So it is very very difficult likewise to trace every person. The second thing is uh, wearing a PPEs, wearing protective masks, protective gloves. This is actually very very difficult, especially with children and elderlies, even with the adults also. At some point of time you're quite motivated to do that, but after some time you just leave, and we see all the wrong methods practiced while wearing a mask, when wearing a gloves. Second is, there's an uncertainty. See, when you're visiting hospitals and various places, the doctors or the healthcare staffs or the government officials or those special small, whichever office you go, they might know that they might be taking precaution, they might be wearing proper PPE mask. We might defumigate the area, we might keep up the cleanup area so that the next person who comes is not exposed by any chance. But when you are in a crowd, the uncertainty is really high. It is very very difficult to predict the person standing in front of you or sitting with you, if he is positive or not. Of course, wearing a mask and all would definitely protect you, but why take such a risk? If you can just not plan a travel, it would just matter of few more months. We have come so far, so we have to little bit take up the inconvenience for just few more months. Other than that, you might break your journeys for food, water, restrooms. So again, these are all again those crowded areas. Other than that, you're also exposing yourself to other form of disorders as well. UTIs, gastric issues because of the junks one might take in the journey. Sometimes injuries. uh, you know uh, uh, there are so many things which might happen on the way of journey, and because of which you might need to travel. You might need to go to a hospital or a nearby clinic, which definitely we don't recommend if you are not seriously ill. Apart from that, you know s- it is also seen that when people are traveling, and it is very common to see cluttering of gloves, cluttering of mask and all over the places, which I think should not be acceptable. As a social responsibility, we should not do. Now if at all you have, it was really unavoidable and you had to travel and you have a plan to travel, then I would suggest that please follow a few precautions and rule. First thing is, uh, first thing which I would suggest is, please carry two bins, 2 carry bags with you. It could be a paper carry bag or a polythene bag. One to keep up whenever you open your mask, whenever you open your gloves, so that you can keep in that extra bag, then you can wash your hand, you can have your stuffs, and then you can wear it again. Second is for all the disposables, all the mask you throw, all the gloves you throw, for all the the waste which is generated, your packets, your foodstuffs and all, which one might just throw up in the journeys if you don't find a bin. Of course, it is not easy for the cleaning staff also in this time, to clean up the areas every time. So please carry these 2 bins. Please do not clutter your gloves and mask here and there. I think that is very, very not unacceptable thing. As a social responsibility, this is our social responsibility, that we don't dispose such things in open. Now the second thing is, please carry your own food and water. Calculate the hours of your journey. Calculate the number of members coming with you. Carry food and water accordingly, so that you don't take a break journey, or you don't stop at a place where you're uncertain. A lot of cluttering is there. Where you go, you come, people come in contact with each other. So kind of just carry your own food and water. Try not to carry a lot of junks with you. Carry separate boxes, so that one box you finish and then later you can take up another box. Especially with the children, carry small boxes, because they might just eat, they might just touch around, and it might not be easy for them to take care of the hygiene part. Second thing is this next thing is hand wash is very, very important. Now we have been reading a lot about hand washes, so many videos are on, but still I would just like to say, first is, any soap is enough for a hand wash, but lathering the hand is also enough. I see people might take a hand wash in their hand and they open the tap, and the lather has not even been formed. You have not even applied the soap to entire surface, but the water was on and all the soap drained off. No, wet your hand, close the tap, take a soap, completely rub on the surface all which you touch with your hand, the back of the hand, the front of the hand, all the clefts of the hand, then all the nails. If you have bigger nails, clean up the entire nail also. Just do it. Lather it for 10-20 seconds. You have to give that time to that lather. It's just 20 seconds and it's worth. And then open the tap and then wash your hand. Once you have washed your hand, keep your hand like this, wipe it with a tissue, disposable tissue, eat your stuffs. But say you have washed your hand and then you have been touching the stuffs around, and then you go for eating, again the purpose has not been served. Especially the second thing, I would little bit stress on the mask. Now a lot of masks have come up, natural mask, homemade mask, washable mask, N95, surgical mask. It is not only about wearing a mask, it is how you wear a mask is very important. How you are behaving with your mask is very important. Now it's very important, we know how to wear a mask with a clean hand. You should avoid touching, and then you fix your nose, you extend the mouthpiece, and then you see that the entire area is sealed. What we see is, generally people, how they would wear the mask is it like this. Again, you are, through your nose, the germs might enter, or if one is positive, you might spread it to other. Second thing is, while eating, the common factor is you would keep the mask like this, or it is just hanging like this, or you would just fold it like this and keep it in your pocket. Now you have to understand, when you are wearing a mask, this is the contaminated surface. Now say you have washed your hand when you're about to eat, drink, or you feed your fellow, your own co-passengers and all. You're touching this surface, you have contaminated your hand. Even if you have washed your hand, you have touched it, the hands are contaminated. Now with the same hand you go and you would eat again. You have to avoid this practice. This is a wrong practice. If you're about to eat, please open your mask, keep it in your extra bag which you're carrying, wash your hand, eat your stuffs, and then wear the mask, and then just sanitize your hand again. On the journey, if you feel that your mask has been wet, it is soiled, please change it. Don't wear a mask for 5 days, 7 days. Anyways, it becomes dirty and it is of no use. So keep changing your mask. If you have washable mask, maybe just keep through 2-3 masks which you can go home, you can wash it and reuse it. Apart from that, wear appropriate clothing. Wear clothing which covers your entire surface of the body. Wear loose, comfortable clothing. As far as possible, if you have to go to a crowd, As I've already mentioned, it might be difficult for elderly children to wear the mask all the time, that too in this summer. But if you are in a crowded places, please wear a mask. If possible, wear a face shield. If you have to start in queues, you have to stand in queues. Avoid wear gloves, but see, gloves is to protect your hand. It does not mean like wearing a gloves you can eat anything. No, by the time you are standing in the queue traveling, as far as possible, avoid eating, touching your face, drinking water without sanitizing your hand. Children have to be constantly motivated to do this. You have to keep a keen observation on them. Another thing is have nutritious diet. If you have a plan to travel, please a few days before you should take on a good balanced diet. Now there are many nutrition many vitamins have been recommended, and they have said to improve immunity, like vitamin C, vitamin D, iron. There are many other foodstuffs as well. Now see, gaining or boosting your immunity is not a day's process. Not like you start taking it today and then your immunity comes up. It's a process. Building up immunity is a process of time. You might have not analyzed your immunity well. We might feel that we are good and immune enough, but there are many cases where they are already pre-diabetic. There are other health conditions. Someone is already prone to immunity. For them, their immunity might not be as good as they have thought, and it's not like taking these supplements, now you're free to go and you're free to just travel and you are just protected. No, that might not be true. Another is, if you're already on some medication or you have been getting treatment for something, please consult your doctor, get a proper prescription, understand and ask them what precautions you should be taking up so that your journey remains safe. Another thing which I would like to appeal is, rather than telling, is please be patient, please follow the rules. Every person is different. Some follow and we are always thankful to them. For some, they might not understand and they might not follow, but that really creates a chaos. That also creates the chances of infecting each other. That increases the risk. So please follow the rules. Please follow all the guidelines which have been set to you. That is for our benefit. Together we are fighting, and together as a country we are trying to come over the disease. Another thing is, at the end of all this thing, I would also appeal, if you have been advised for quarantine, please follow the quarantine. Please don't go out during your days of quarantine. Nowadays everything is available online. You can ask your families and friends, or please help out your neighbors, your family and friend who have been asked to be in quarantine, because it has already also been seen that people have been breaching quarantine. Reason might not be always that they're not following rule. It might also be they might need some help and there's no one to help them, and they have to go out for various their foodstuffs or their groceries or other things. So please follow the quarantine rules. If you have traveled back, you visit any hospital, please tell them that you have traveled. If you develop any symptoms, immediately visit the nearby hospital. We are all there to help you. And please, we have to remove the stigma with the COVID. We have to fight it in the correct way. We have to make our community safe. We have to make our future safe. So I hope this video is helpful, and my appeal to everyone might be accepted. And thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you so much.